Hola, hola. How's the lighting? Should I add more lighting? Should I take away lighting? Is it too much lighting? Do you need? Hold up. This thing has its own lighting. Let's see what that does. I feel like I'm too radiant. Hello, hello, Victor. Am I? Can people hear me? Got it. My first time going. Anyone here? Question mark. No, that's not how you do a question mark. Can I share? Who could I share to? Who could I run to? Pinterest. Do people still have Pinterest? I'm not like crapping on anybody who does have a Pinterest, by the way. People have Pinterest. That's a big question. I'm currently sitting here, Arizona, dinner in hand, after work stream. I gotta learn how to they shoot that on. After work stream. I work late sometimes. I work in a place. I work at a place. So the information get out of me right now. I had some topics in mind. Um, and I'm just gonna go, even if there's no one in the street, even if nothing happens. I want people to know it was me and you against the world, me, you and I, none of us, all of us together in this place right now, all living for nothing. I'm eating. If you look at what I put in my face, you may question what my meal is. Um, I am an under 30s male. I eat a lot of things I should eat. So ASMR vibe, ASMR vibes. Hopefully you hear me well. Mhm. I think I'm straight. How many decibels I'm clicking at? I'm just gonna say smart words and pretend I'm doing something. Is it high decibels? Am I coming in clearly? The highest of decibels? Things okay, cool beans. I hope I tend not have any technical difficulties. Um, like I said, I am it's late and I appreciate no one's coming through. But I want to talk about a few things. I'm talking about Sasuke right now. Sasuke is the GOAT. Not really, but he kind of is. And this is my reason. I am a Naruto fan, like the character himself. If I had to pick a favorite character, it's probably Naruto. I'm kind of a merchant, like the main character merchant. Except like in Batman, I'm a big fan of Robin, the first one, Nightwing. I think he's top notch. But in Bleach, Ichigo, Dragon Ball, I love Gohan. I think Gohan's my favorite over everybody. Piccolo might be number one too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a child, I had no interest in favoring Piccolo, but Piccolo's black, and we all agree that he's black. And he's just being black and dope, even though he's green and from Namek. What's Namek backwards? A black thing. Let's think about it. Let's really think about it. Anyway, so this is gonna be the first topic that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say Sasuke, and this starts from a TikTok edit that I seen the other day that I thought was actually pretty dope. First of all, side note, and the way I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna jump around a lot. Um, I was, I still can't get with Twitter being X. I literally will look for Twitter and it be in my face. Like I'd be like, "Damn, what's that video I just saw on Twitter?" I just go through my phone multiple times, see nothing. It's actually kind of messed up. Uh, Actually, I got a problem with a lot of these apps. I don't like what TikTok does. I feel like I've told TikTok multiple times. I don't want to see certain notifications. I posted this one clip under a Duke Dennis, one comment under a Duke Dennis like video, and it gets so many likes, and I hate it. And at this point, I love the interaction at first, but now I'm getting updates thinking that the TikTok I just posted not too long ago may be building some form of traction. And no, not even close. It's just a lady that's like, "You're right." I'm like, I tend to be very smart sometimes. Um, but it was this edit. I don't know if you can see this. it's drama time. Me and all of mine gonna be up in the toilets. Bitch, ready to go ready for war. You ready to yeah, it's a nice little TikTok edit. Shout out to More MOR exclamation mark. Whatever that's about. But yeah, that guy had a TikTok edit and it inspired me. And I started thinking about Sasuke as a character. Now, when I was a kid, the first time watching uh Toonami and sitting there and noticing the change in the opening sequence or opening titles, whatever you call it. I'm not that nerdy of an anime nerd where I know all the stuff, but I'm watching it and I know that they give you like little hints of where the story's gonna go and it's like kind of foreshadowy, but it's also like creative interpretation. Especially like before Attack on Titan, like Attack on Titan is doing like a lot. Like their intros, outros, top tier. Everyone knows the one from what is it, season 3 that like does that weird remix in the middle of it. And it's like yeah, that shit is dope. So anyway, we're not talking about that. But when you start watching it, you start noticing that they're implying that Sasuke and Naruto got some beef. You're like, they always got a little beef. That's their whole thing. But then you're like, no, this is a little bit more beef. And if anybody knows one, you know the one with the gate and it's like yellowy and like they're in the opposition, the shadows are facing the other way, whatever. It's creative. When I'm watching it, it used to give me midlife crisis as a child because in my hearts of hearts, I was like, what is happening? And I couldn't take stuff like that as a child. I was like, whoa, too much. This is my safe space right now. You're not doing me justice. Um, so yeah, but then you watch Sasuke leave, or he gets ready to leave. He starts being jelly when a rooftop fight and all that stuff. Some of my favorite moments. You know what I'm saying? To this day, if you show me the clip where they're about to clash and Kakashi throws him the other way, and then Sasuke jumps. Because first of all, let's be for real. Sasuke pulled his hand out the damn water tower. He looked at Naruto and was like, "You still a little punk bitch." I think I curse on here, but I want to keep it down to a minimum for right now. And he jumped, being sarcastic, backwards, I think, right? He did like a backwards flip and landed on the other side of the tower. I'm not 100% sure exactly if I'm recalling this right, but it was just funny. But he jumped dramatically to land backwards on the rooftop to notice his feet was wet or notice that something was off. I think he should have noticed his feet was wet if there was water in there. I don't think he thought his feet was wet. Anyway, he looks at the thing, notices it is torn to shreds, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Bro, the show's called Naruto. I don't know how long you thought you was gonna get your shit off, bro. Let's be very honest. Let's be very, very honest." Tap out dashboard. What does this do? I'm so new to all this. Oh, this is gonna make me feel bad. Someone tell me that my viewer count is 0. I know. I know. These are the trials and errors of starting from scratch, hopefully. I bet so no one asks. You probably know if you're watching this, I would assume. But yeah, I'm trying. I'm new to YouTube. I'm trying stuff right now. I'm trying stuff. I have no uh transferable fan base right now, so I'm really just jumping. They seem to have to do this on Twitch because you'll just end up being by yourself and alone. But I figured if I make a decent enough content out of talking, I can at least make shorts, I guess, and maybe get some traction. I got 2 subscribers so far. Um, keep going. Let's keep right. Anyway, so Sasuke starts, being an asshole. This whole saga, then he leaves, and it's really dope. And I really like how Kakashi put him to the side. I'm not gonna lie, that's Kakashi's biggest fun. Now, it's not as bad as Minato's because everyone wants to say his biggest fumble was not paying attention to Obito more, slash not knowing Obito was the masked man. But Sasuke didn't really do too much damage, so I guess we can say Kakashi ain't really slip up for real, for real. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? He pulled him to the side and nothing happened. He was like, "You don't know. Life's like all my families died." And Sasuke's like, "My clan died." Like, I'm gonna look at you and be like, respect, but I'm also gonna be like, I still got a goal, and I gotta give it to Sasuke. Very determined. Everybody knows when Sasuke left, that was pretty much the end of the series. And in Wise of the first part, there's episodes you could watch, but at that point, it really was just on you. and it was like I said, it was on you. I watched it just before I knew what filler was. I watched a lot of random stuff. I even almost hated Naruto because they had a filler where like Jiraiya was reporting to the camera live, like it was like a camera, like the actual show, I guess. I don't know. And he was like interviewing Sasuke, and I was like, "What is this?" This is way before I knew what filler was. I was so mad. Anyway, this turn of Sasuke leads to a skip. You know what I'm saying? A time skip, as they call it, in circles of anime people. And in this time skip, I should work on more thirds. I should work on lighting too. See, if I bring this lighting towards me, does it add three-dimensional weirder? Do you like this light? Is this light doing anything for me? It's too glary, too much. And there's a lot of white in the background. I feel like I don't have a real setup yet. We're still learning. I'm taking a bite of this while you contemplate whether that's just at you. Yeah. So this time skip leads to not only some of the greatest art, because I'm not gonna lie, Sasuke came back big mad, big mad. How they was treating him, like how dope he was. But manga wise, the art concept top tier. So like Naruto has some moments where he looks really cool. Sometimes when the manga gives him like the plus one. For real, we gonna be honest. Some of the coolest that Naruto ever looked. Be honest. Is right after they destroyed the village, before Sasuke or after Sasuke attacked the Cloud Village. Because when I don't know their names, but the two Cloud people ran up on them, and Naruto was showing his skills. In that moment, Naruto was on some like, I don't know if you heard about me, but I just did that dude pain bad. Walking around here like I have no worries. The village all owe me a solid. They rebuilt it because I don't know if you noticed this, right? People are helping rebuild the place, and Naruto really is just like not helping. And he doesn't have to, and they shouldn't ask. He's like, yeah, I could work on that. Now maybe there's a panel or something where like he picks up a plank, but I'm like the whole time this he cried over Jiraiya, and he did a bunch of other stuff, and he was like going through his motions the whole time. He was just trying to build up our homes. And he's like, bet I already did what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't even have to pay rent. He's an orphan, by the way. I'm guessing the third Hokage, used to give him stipend to pay rent, or he let him live for free. I don't know. That's a whole different thing. Anyway, my point is some of the best art and some of the best story. Sasuke running up on Killer Bee, um, the Itachi fight, the Deodara fight. Deodara? Am I saying it right? Uh, Deodara? Deodara. That's how they be saying it. Deodara. Um, yeah. And he like just the edits you can do. And you can do Naruto edits cool, but he's almost too, he has that shonen jump thing where he's like too coy, cool, where it's like he's dope and like I could say Ichigo, you could do a lot of cool designs for Ichigo in the edit because he says cool stuff. He's also low key been cool the whole time. Like, there's very rarely where the main character is like 100% cool. Like Ichigo could just bag whoever he wanted in the show. I think the point of the show is that he can just bag people. We're being honest. I don't think it has anything to do with Soul Reapers or Quincy's. Um, but yeah, but you could do a Sasuke edit. You could do some legit damage. Like let's be for real. You could do a little edit for that, and they would just have to respect it. Like it's like even tuning exams, Sasuke, black suit. If you just start an edit there and then you just like skip around, you got quick 1,000 likes on your product. No one can even judge you. No one can remotely judge you. I feel like I should mute this because I want to seem professional. At the same time, like my repost. We know they. What is this? What is this? Who is this? Damn. Anyway, um, yeah. For like his and to be more in depth, I know I'm kind of just rambling, but Sasuke turn for as far as the story, I think it's top tier anime. I'm pretty sure there's anime that's done it, but the Naruto as a series, Naruto Shippuden at least, it's literally split in half from the good and the bad. And I don't know if they share the equal amount of fights, like major fights, but like you would watch Sasuke do something and watch Naruto do something, and it'd be like, mm. And I think the show, not even that thing, for sure the show let Sasuke fights higher tier people early. So every time you watch a Naruto fight, you're hoping that he catches up. So by the time he does Kakuzu a little dirty in that fight, you know what I'm saying? Even though Kakashi did like 1,000% of work, we're gonna be for real. Um, you like he's getting close, and then somewhere down the line, like I believe that Sasuke can't beat Pain. Right, like I like some YouTubers, you know, like Six and Swag Kage, they might say he could have beat Pain at that point. I don't know, but I think they show you that he beat Pain around the time that Sasuke is fighting. He might have put Itachi by then, and is gearing up probably to fight Killer B slash Donzo a little later. And but by the time you see that, you start going, oh no, not Tyrannosaurus Sasuke right now, right now. Sasuke might be like, whoa, slow down, bucko. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I think his heel turn as far as for the show, having a yin and yang type energy in the show, switching back and forth because a protagonist being too cool can get a little boring. And even though I love Naruto, like some of the coolest parts were the idea of checking back in on Sasuke. Like we're gonna be honest, Sasuke versus Danzo slash get into the Ray Kage, the Kage Summit slash what else might have been around that time. That might have carried that whole little era of Naruto because unless I'm tripping, he wasn't really doing nothing specific that was that cool that if Sasuke was like in the background, you'd be like, oh, this is dope. Now you would say they would just get Naruto somebody else to fight. But even as far as character development, it was cool to be like, no, let's give you some Sasuke. Let's give you a little because Sasuke's kind of like a tease. He's like a little this what you do in the dark type. You know what I'm saying? He gives you your little adrenaline rush on the side, late night. You know what I'm saying? Lotion. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't. I don't know what I'm saying, but yes. And I think from an edit point, like if you did a TikTok edit, YouTube edit, AMVs, there's a lot of cool things with Sasuke. The art that comes from Sasuke is very dope. But I think as far as like if you want to talk about true heel turn, like the only thing that's doper than that is the trope, and it happens in of course in Naruto too. The whole trope of like you trained a student and now he's like the bad guy, and you gotta find it in yourself to beat him. And that's why I don't know if you have watched this, but one of my personal favorites is the made Fanimation of Kakashi versus Sasuke. It starts off like the Kakashi versus Sasuke and Shippuden does a whole different thing. I think 10 to 20 to 30 times better than what was delivered in the actual thing of the anime. I get better at this. The only person I watch is the YouTube lives. Well, I watch the panel, DC Network. They're pretty dope. And from the panel, you get Damo. From Damo, you get Let's Keep It a Buck. I love the Let's Keep It a Buck podcast. They're hilarious. And then separately, I like Omizi on his channel because I fuck with him heavily. I like that collab with him. I feel like he's a decent dude. I feel like if I could build up any type of thing, it'd be interesting. Mike, I ain't making it dramatic. I said, Mike, this remote, back up. Back it up, make it stop. Back up. Uh, but yeah. Country time. Country time pouches. Delicious. Sponsor. Um, what else was I about to say? So this channel and the content I make would be all over the place. I'm interested in a lot of different things. Um, but sometimes it will be serious. And sometimes it's gonna be very pro black or very pro black person. I'm not a 5%er or a Hebrew Israelite. Just a guy. But yeah, and came across that video. I know about the video about the black kid and the firefighters. And he's like, he jumped my friend, and they was like standing outside the car, like they was vicious. First of all, that's so weird. Like, I don't get like the whole boys in blue stuff. Whatever. But like, y'all gonna stand outside the car looking at a 17-year-old like, you mess with the wrong group. We not gonna put out your fires no more, big dog. That's very kind of. Let's be for real, bro. Like, next topic: ice cream sandwiches. No transition. Just just me saying next topic. I'm on the hunt for 'em. So if you are going to be a subscriber, watch these videos. I want you to participate because I'm in the hunt for a good ice cream sandwich. I'm fat, chubby, pleasantly plump, a little tipsy on the scale side, if you know what I mean. Um, but in that, I do want to find good ice cream sandwiches because one thing I will say, feel like, and no one talks about this for real, the store brand ice cream sandwiches may be better than any name brand ice cream sandwich you know. I tried Mayfield. Oh, I think that's what it's called. There's a brand called Fat Boy. I tried. Feel like Klondike is kind of nasty. Last time I checked. Who else? There's a few, and none of them really are that good. Like especially if you get a nice Safeway ice cream sandwich, Giant even, Harris Teeter, Kroger, uh, these places, PetSmart, Aldi's. One of these things is not like the other, and it's Aldi's. They even make you ask for bags. Like as a kid, I went to Aldi's a few times. But like one time, I was just shopping there. I got like a Lunchable or some stupid shit, and like the lady was like, "All right." I just remember I was just looking at my stuff on the conveyor belt. I was like, "What's happening here?" She's like, "Have a nice one." It's like, what? And I grabbed my stuff and I carried like 5, 6 items loosely in my hand, and I was just like, "I guess, nah. I guess they really just don't do that." But yeah, ice cream sandwiches. I feel like this is gonna be a small topic. This one, but I think it's an underrated ice cream. I think it's strong. And I want to know more about ice cream sandwiches. Do they have ice cream sandwiches where the chocolate piece is different? I'm a chocolate guy, so of course I know they got like chocolate ice cream sandwiches, and they got like Neapolitan. But like, could they make the chocolatey part like could that be strawberry and the inside be chocolate? You know what I'm saying? Could it be mint and the inside be chocolate? Mint chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Um, could it be vanilla with chocolate on the inside? Like reverse Oreo? Uh Actually does Oreo have the vanilla with the chocolate in the middle? Am I just coming up with great ideas right now? In the middle of an empty live? CEO me, bro. CEO me right now. Um, what else? Parasocial relationships. Let's talk about it for a little bit. Not really, but kind of. Ah, Um, So for those who don't know what a parasocial relationship is, I'm Google it live. Hear that music in the background? There is none because it could be copyright. Parasocial. A parasocial relationship is a one-sided relationship formed when one party extends energy, interest, and time, and the other person doesn't know they exist. It is loosely a thing from everydayhealth.com. Right. And the reason I want to talk about parasocial relationships because I'm noticing it. It's only getting worse in an era where everybody wants to be famous and known. Me, a YouTuber, trying to be, and celebrities and TikTokers and all this stuff. Our relationship to people that we also don't know is very strange. You, excuse me, you had Doja Cat, who is constantly criticizing her fan base for thinking that they are friends or they know her. And she's kind of right. I think she's still being trash. I think Doja Cat's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. I liked a lot of her earlier stuff, but when I started finding out about the whole didn't do nothing stuff, and when Nori was like she's showing feet in her life, he had a point. Um, in the chat room, whatever he said. And from there, I started noticing like certain things I'm not the biggest fan of. Um, she seems to keep dating white dudes, and that's perfectly fine. But she uses like a decent amount of black men as her muse in her videos, and you could say black men do that with multiple racial women or whatever the video vixen kind of are, but they still might date black women. You can kind of say that, but I think it's slightly different with her, just because the narrative around her, with her use of black men with her as a sexual imagery, knowing how black men are already used, especially like dark skinned, tall black men are used as objectified men for sexual appeal. You can watch like Empty Signifier video about how like dark skinned men are viewed like this attractive way, and light skinned men are, but they're not. Like light skinned men aren't really like viewed as attractive by like white people in film because they're almost like, to them it's almost like not insignificant, but it's like it's too available. It's like, yeah, if you're a light skinned black dude, you might as well be white. You know what I'm saying? Like it has that type of energy where they want like, I want the rich chocolate, used to work in my kitchen field type. You get it. Um yeah, yeah. I do think there's something there that's kind of weird. But my bigger point is, as I said, parasocial, is we do start developing interest. Even now, like myself, right? There's people I watch their podcasts and they'll be talking to each other, and I get to respond in a joking manner, or I get to processing what I would say. And there's a part of that that's kind of like, why are you doing that? This conversation has nothing to do with you, even if you're opinionated. Because even as being fans of things and of people, it's completely like parasocial. For you to buy J. Cole's album and be like, I love you, J. Cole, go on Twitter, talk about it. You have this whole relationship with a person who doesn't even know you exist. Now, theoretically, they know you exist as a fan somewhere down the line, someone who does visibly or like authentically exist somewhere out there in the cosmos of it all, you know. But they don't know that you truly exist. And that's kind of cool because sometimes your idols become your rivals and you don't really want to know people personally, or you don't want to meet your idols and they come off as false prophets. Ty, look at me, I'm a rapper on the side, so I be doing stuff like that. False prophets. um and it ruins your dream veil. It's like, no. So it is kind of a thing where like they casually exist all the time, and theoretically there's no problem. But I do think, because I want to talk about the highs and lows, I think the lows of the parasocial relationship is a complete toxicity of your devotion to somebody who again doesn't know you exist. You know, some people stand, like, have stan accounts and stan artists and celebrities and literally do the wildest things, like commit crimes. Like Swarm, I didn't watch Swarm, but Swarm level type things. People will dox you. People will uh like try to like fight you over takes of other celebrities, other people that they truly don't know. And in that, it's like, bro, what is this? What is in it for you? Like they would never probably even fight over you, you know. That's definitely a low. And worse is some people become so dedicated they spend their money on people purely one way. People will have, you know, subscriptions and tiers of leagues of things, and people will spend this money that they really don't have, so they can be. And they're like, I'm a big Joe Button podcast, right? Joe Button podcast, excuse me, fan. This food is whipping my ass. I'm gonna eat it, ninja. Um, what was I saying? But hey, I'm a big Joe Button podcast fan, right? And sometimes, because I like the show so much, I listen to it while I'm at work. I listen to a few podcasts like that. And there was a time where I was so actively listening to the podcast, I had like what I did some catching up because I caught on later. Like I caught on after like the Drake Meek Mill diss era of the Joe Budden podcast, where Joe was still like sometimes saying like Drake was talking about him somewhere in that line. Cause I listened to it like unironically. And then I came back to like, cause I was like, why do people listen to Joe Budden? Because I do not like him as a rapper. I think even to this day, when he goes how tough he is, I he's not my cup of tea. And I like rappers, like rapidy rappers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I became a fan of his, and I started catching up and having some great episodes, like the What Is Pop episode, the Nevadius episode, I think it's called. He was like Nevadius, and he was like Nadavius, and that's the Rory Mall era. And right now with Ish and Ice and Mel and Flip, you know, still dope. And there's times where I want to be like, I want to have access to all their content because I love it so much. And I would pay, I think it's like $25. It's like a $50 tier too. That's extra. And there's a part of me is like, why would I pay $25? And I'm your average American. I work 40 plus hours a week to support a lifestyle that is weekly to weekly, paycheck to paycheck, S vibes, you know. Though I'm currently in a relationship and certain things are easier, there's been times, and even to this day, times where I still support my family financially. My family that had me, the ones that I am their children to, and other family members, cousins and stuff, because it'd be hard out here for people. But I like to at least live in my world of luxury that I have for myself, which is I like to take Ubers and Lyfts sometimes because I don't feel like waiting at buses. And, little snacks here and there. Certain luxuries I like. I like drinking essential water. I buy it. It's way more expensive. Not way more, but it's obviously more expensive than 99 cent water and 35 packs of bottled water. And to myself, I would low key have that luxury. I can't fathom to myself how to spend that much money on something like directly. So I'd rather have the Mallory Bros, if you know who they are, shout out to them. I'd rather have them and their Patreon tier, which is like three something, 3.99, if not 4.99. And I love their content. I don't even always watch their Patreon videos, but they're local to me, and I appreciate the work that they've done so much. I give them that. You know what I'm saying? I super cash. Is that yeah? Super cash and super chat. Um, some of the other services I like sometimes $5 here and there, dollar here and there, whatever. But the 25 is a bit much. But I want it. I want it. And in a different universe, if I was so parasocially tied to the Joe Button podcast, I may be spending $25 to $50 a month extra to listening to an extra, podcast. And in my financial situation, that could be to my downfall. And you got people buying like the V Buck stuff of like Fortnite, where kids are like taking their mom's cards and buying like V-Bucks so they can on Roblox. I don't know anything about Roblox at all, but to do these things and to the detriment, and you could find yourself doing that for these people who sometimes already clearly have money, and yeah, and that's one thing. If not, trigger warning for self harm. Some people have these weird parasocial relationships where they want a reaction so bad that they do harm to themselves, so things happen and things that shouldn't happen, and or they hurt other people, either violence or just the way that they behave. These are all lows of parasocial relationships. I think these things could be potentially dangerous. If you were to ever become a fan of mine, I would hope it always be head nods and salutes and handshakes and dabs from afar. Because sometimes don't walk up on me. I'm still real. I probably would slap the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm not even trying to be that guy, but I slap the shit out you, bro. I'm not saying you pussy, but like, I be for real. I be for real. But that's a different number. But my point being is, you know, I would hope that our relationship would be positive and respect that you could do your own thing and I could do my own thing and we could still come together and appreciate what it is. Because of course I want to reach people. I want people to view myself and say that's dope. And I want to interact with people. I have my own relationships that are theoretically, not even theoretically, that are parasocial. Now the highs of a parasocial that I think could possibly present themselves is I think you can have an active parasocial relationship that maybe inspires you. For example, this I don't know if this technically counts, right? I like sports stuff, right? Not like all of it. I'm not like a NBA head or NFL head and stuff like that. You ever had a Celeste pizza that should be busting? So rude. I'm so sorry. But yeah. But I think a positive is because I like sports stuff. Like Friday Night Lights, the TV show, an amazing TV show. Highly recommend. Watch all 5 seasons. The first episode, I literally describe the pilot episode to people all the time. I think it's an amazing pilot. But when I watch this show, right, I want to exercise. Like, I want the energy of what it feels like to be the man unequivocally on uh, a sports team for the most part. This happens with this show. This happens with Hard Knocks. If I watch Hard Knocks, I'll probably just start doing push-ups. I'm not gonna lie. Like the moment they like, I tried and I tried my whole life to have this moment, and you gonna cut me? When somebody go like, I put it all on the line each year. I do it, and the coach be like, we don't need 100 players. I need 55 men ready to die. Anybody else is unnecessary. And you be like, oh yeah, people get cut. That type of stuff makes me want to just jump down, do push-ups and sit-ups. Legit every time. The only other thing that makes me want to do this, if I watch Daredevil or if I watch like a superhero show where the person is mostly like normal, I'd be like, right, if all I gotta do is put a bandana over my head and solve the crime in the city, I'd do it. So yeah, my okay, I saw a message. So yeah, and I think in a parasocial relationship like that, if you were to watch influencers who are interested in gym life and you bond with them via the idea of gym, like theoretically, when people are doing the Pelotons, I almost didn't have the word in mind. When people are doing Peloton, some of them are having parasocial relationships with the Peloton personalities. People, they're like, you ready, girl? And it's like, yes, I'm ready. And they're writing thing and they're doing all this stuff. Or the Tybo, people are like, yo, I'm doing this. We in it together. And they're theoretically talking to the fan base when they look directly at the camera and go, 30 seconds, you could do it. But at the same time, they're not talking to you. And I think if you can identify a healthy like space, if I can listen to J. Cole, love J. Cole, and that inspires me to write more music and to appreciate the art more. If I follow certain artists online or go to the museums and I could tell everybody in the world about their work, but I'm basically spreading a message of art and love by showcasing people my own love and stuff like that. And that also constitutes a parasocial relationship. I think that could be a high if it improves your own life or if it just entertains you. My interest in the Joe Budden podcast, without losing who I am to the identity of the show and the show's politics. For I can listen to them and have fun and be like, you know what I would have said, you know what I should have did. Ah, man, I can't wait to maybe get interviewed one day by Joe Button on his podcast for blah blah blah. This is all hypothetical, but this is my point. That I think, within healthy boundaries and measurements is pure decency, or the other half of it is standing these artists. I think that's technically some of the worst parasocial shit I ever see. These people who defend Nicki Minaj and Beyonce in the comments kind of too quick. Are you like, I just posted this, bro? Which means you had to be online ready for it. People judging you for having opinions of difference. And don't get me wrong, I love Beyonce a lot, and I'll kill you. It's like, no, that's not. Yeah, I'll quill you. That's what I said, like the quill of a porcupine. That's what I said. Um, but yeah, I do think that in itself is not good. Those people who are overly too attached. You gotta be you. You gotta live your life. Um, I'm gonna wrap it up now. I've talked to theoretically no one in the chat. I got my stuff off. And anyone who does come by and watch the video, I'll say thanks. You're dope. So yeah. I'm gonna pretend to slowly go for the end stream button. I'm gonna pretend it's so smooth that you didn't know I was doing it. And I'm gonna look you in the eye. I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you for staying.